When we were done at Build On in the convention center, we wanted to demonstrate to the high school kids why you insulate and what the purposes behind it are. And the one thing we've been dealing with lately is the idea of developing an energy audit program where that we can go into buildings and we can actually present to them the kind of cost savings they can get if they insulate. This is a great way to do the example with this. All right, so right here we have two ducts that are exactly the same. All right, there's no difference between the two. Both of them have a heat lamp inside. All right, and the heat lamp should produce temperatures of about 200 degrees inside that ductwork. If you can see that, we're all over the place. All right, but if you get all the way to the top of that, we're nowhere near 200 degrees. All right, whereas this one here, if you look at it, we have our outside here. All right, and what we see is an outside temperature of 114, 115 degrees all the way through. All right. But what that does is that on the inside of that, this is actually running at 210 degrees at the top and the bottom. The entire duct's 210 degrees. So it's gonna be running efficiently. Now, if I wanna get this up to 210 degrees on the top, I would have to put a bigger heat source in here to generate the heat that would be necessary. And you see all the bleed out that you had. So if that's not running efficiently, it's gonna create a bigger carbon footprint. All right, so that's one of the reasons why we insulate. Now, the thing we talked about was the idea of these energy audits. We say 2 square feet of covering that we're going to put on there. All right, putting on that 2 square feet of covering is going to reduce the amount of your carbon footprint for your metric tons usage for the year, but it's also going to make the system run more efficiently, which is going to save you money in the long run. It's one duct. What's that going to do? The thing is that when you're doing an energy audit, we would go to the client and we would do the entire building, and we would look at it. And what you have is 2 feet of covering here that has to be done, 3 feet of covering in a pipe that has to be done. All over the place, there's improperly or not well enough insulated materials that are there. All right, so those pipes are not running efficiently, and then you look at your overall savings. So that $100 for one project over time is actually going to add up for all the buildings that you do. And that's ultimately what we want to do. Hopefully we get to this program that between this teaching our apprentices how to do it, but also what the union we utilize it for, is that we would send out an audit and that we could automatically generate bids that would go from our contractors that were already established within the energy audit program that we put in place. So it's being done in Canada. We'd like to have that kind of program set up here.